Hey, how's it going, everybody? Second video. It's Sunday night to be Pacific. It's roughly 9 o'clock, so this video's going up soon. But it's just under update video. Um, got a lot of stuff I'm doing. Well, not a lot this week. I'm going to be off work for about a week due to this coronavirus thing. I hope everybody out there that does watch this video is staying safe and staying quarantined so we don't spread this thing around. Get back to our daily life like we should. So, but besides that, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've done today. I didn't videotape nothing I was doing today because I didn't do no work. I know I said I'm going to start, and I haven't yet, but my memory card should be in. I'm getting a really good gigabyte memory card so I can videotape longer. So I'll be able to get all that done. But today I just organized what's the back porch and just got an idea of what I'm doing. So let me turn the phone around and I'll show you what I'm doing and what the plans are. Okay, as y'all see, the bike is torn down. Not completely, not 100% torn down to be painted, but getting there. That shock is just on by a couple turns, just enough to raise the bike up to where the brake can work and I can roll it around, because whenever the shock's off and the bike's fully down, that brake locks up where I can't move the bike. But these pedals are going to come, the kickstand and the pedals are coming off whenever it's time. And for the front end, I'm just going to tape it up and polish the chrome up after I'm done, but tape it up so I can spray it. I'll be doing a lot of hand sanding with this since I can't get my DA fully around it. Go over here. I got the parts that are going to stay red, and then all the chrome parts, well, except for the sissy bar right here, but everything else is going to be painted black. I don't know about the handles right there. They might be, I might order some new ones. Depends on what I can get for the price. These lights, these turn signals, are going to be switched out to LED, and they're going to be smoked. I'm getting a really neat looking third brake for this thing. I'm going from the square look, which that's over there somewhere, but to a middle finger flipping you off. I think that'd be kind of funny for this. Go for those people that like to run over bikes and not pay attention. But the color I'm going with, since this bike is red, I'm just going to paint it. Just touch it up with a new coat of red. And this has a ding right there. And I think this, besides that, I think the tank's good. The fender's in good shape, both front and rear. There's a couple dings in those. I know that dude has a ding in it. Just fix those, and I'll take the cover off of the radiator. But all that's red is going to be painted a candy apple red. All the chrome is just going to be polished. Same as the engine, polished. I'm going to take it to somebody, have somebody look at it, do a compression test, get it, make sure it's a good running motor. Go from there. My highway bars look good. My gauge, though, I'm going to keep my gauge and just put new lights in it, LED lights to change the color of it. That's all I'm doing. Get rid of these fog lights. Get rid of the fog lights that are on there. I'm going to upgrade to, because the reason why I'm going to get rid of those is I'm upgrading to a LED lamp headlight for it. I've seen the reviews for the one I'm looking at. It has two LEDs on the side, and then I think there's LEDs on the top and bottom too, but the four lights combined. The sides come on, but when you hit brights, the whole thing lights up, all four lights. And the few videos I've seen, they say it's a really good light, say it's super bright. I'll be another one that does a comparison, a test on it to see if it's worth the bang for your buck. So yeah, I got a lot of parts in there. The carbs are in there. So that seat, there's a guy locally that does these seats. He's going to take it to where it's not the two-piece, the full seat, and then that part for where the sissy bar butts up to, that's going to be cut off and redone. That's actually going to be connected to the sissy bar. Just do that little bit. I'm going to put new pegs on it for the rear passenger, and new pegs for the front for the driver. These bars are 12-inch ape hangers with the risers, so I like it how tall they are. They're not too tall. And for anybody that's wondering, this is my first bike. I mean, I rode dirt bikes before, but none of them were mine. This is actually mine, and I bought it for $200. The motor was already out of it, so I was like, hey, the motor's out of it, might as well go and just repaint the bike. It had some scratches on it. It's been laid over once. And what it is, it's a 1992 Suzuki Intruder 800 cc's. So this would be a perfect bike that I can just play around with and have some fun. The speedometer says 120. I don't know if it will or not get up to that speed, but we'll find out. I don't know if I'll go actually 120, but at least highway speeds. So I do have some parts to order. Again, like I said, my turn signals are all going to be LEDs, smoked over. And my mirrors are going to be switched out. I found some really neat matte black mirrors. And I want my grip to get new grips for it and new controllers. Which, that's one thing. I can't find my controllers where you can turn your lights off and on or start the bike. So if I can't find them, well, it looks like I'm ordering new ones. So I'm taking a pause for this right now because besides putting the fuel lines in and that one wire, I can't do nothing else. And I want to keep that wire out until I get a fuel pump, because that's the Blazers wiring harness. I'm using an S10's factory fuel pump for the 80s model. So I have the connector that will go in place of that wiring. So I will connect those wires to where I can plug it right into the S10. Because this S10 had the old harness in it, so I just cut that plug off and I'm going to solder it on. I want to keep it out so it'd be easier to get to and solder it. Then I'll put it onto the truck. And since the fuel tank is behind those seats, I'm not in no big hurry to put this fuel line in, which also I got to take the spider injector kit off of it and order a new one because cylinder 1 is leaking. And I was figuring, well, if I'm just going to go in after one, I might as well change all of them, because I'm pretty sure once I get it running, the others will start leaking. So, and another thing I'll be doing is something I have not said on this YouTube page is I got reptiles. I got more reptiles inside. So this is kind of a mess right now in here because I was trying to look for those controllers. And I don't know if I'm calling them the controllers are the correct name for them, but yeah. So what I'm doing is I kind of went through here looking for them, made a mess. But later on this week, I'm going to be pulling everything out of here and reorganizing it, cleaning this place up, clean all this up, clean all that, move parts over there to there. And some of those go outside where the extra storage unit is. My system stays right where it's at. Take those. Well, first off, what I'm doing is I'm going to be building a aquarium for my 2 bearded dragons that are 48 inches long by 2 feet, 24 inches deep, and 20 inches tall. And they're going to be stacked kind of like a library setup. And it's going to have sliding glass doors on it. I'm going to custom do the whole interior, like a natural rock look setup. I got some pictures off of Google of what other people's done, and I'm kind of taking the idea from there by using styrofoam and spray foam. And I don't know, I might film that, I might not. I kind of want to keep this page as a car community page, so... Actually, hang on, guys. Let me flip the phone around and talk to the phone instead of y'all just looking at everything. Okay, like I'm saying is, I don't know if I probably will end up starting putting more reptile stuff into my videos and start doing it towards a vlog and all. And I can go on and on about reptiles. I've been into it since I was really young, and I've talked to a lot of people that were herpetologists and all, and just tried to research as much as I can about these incredible animals. And so, yeah, um, as long with the hot rods and the cars, the reptiles is a big part of my life. So, um, the reptiles I have, I try to do the best I possibly can for what I have. And later on, I do plan on getting more and more reptiles. Not to a zoo standard, definitely not like those guys like Brian Berkswick um, or Brian's the biggest guy I watch. So I watch his vlogs every day. But yeah, but nothing to his statue of what he has. I will never be up to that because I really don't want that many. I got so yeah. But what I do have, I try to do the best I can, from making everything homemade to actually everything I got in my aquariums are homemade. So except for the ones in here, my hot ones, everything is what it's from like ZooMed or um, Zilla are my two biggest ones I get products from. But as far as my dragons inside, they're custom cages. My pastel ball python, it's in a custom cage. It's in a TV that I use spray foam and grout to make a rock face in. And I still got to finish it. I still got to put glass in the front end and a top on top, a new top on it. And when I start building my aquarium setup for in here for my dragons, I have wood left over so I could finish the top for the ball python. So, yeah, this video did kind of go a little bit longer than what I suspected. I just wanted to talk about the bike bag instead of talking about my reptiles. But, yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about reptiles. Like I was telling you, I've been into reptiles since a very young age. My wife and I will go out back roading, field herping, just seeing what we can find crossing the road, or go out hiking, flip tin, flip rocks, see what we can find underneath the rocks. And just to let y'all know, if any person out there is into wildlife, I do not keep native reptiles that I catch from the field. Only thing I do is I'll take pictures of them and I'll turn them loose. I take pictures of them just to post on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll print some off, make posters out of them, and just post them around. That's all I do. Then I'm turning loose. Only in one exception. If like for instance, last year I found a copperhead crossing the road. This copperhead, when I looked around, there's a daycare right across the street where I was heading to. I do not want to hear about in the news some little kid got bit by a copperhead and find out it might have been that same one that I saw. So I caught that reptile, placed it in a bag. I use tools for it. I will never condone anybody going out free handling venomous reptiles. Do research. Don't ever mess with one if you do not know what you're doing. Look at it from a distance and walk away. I've been messing with them. I've been with people that are trained. So I'm not going to say I'm trained on paper. I'm trained in experience. Reptiles, I have professional hooks and tongs that I use to mess with the reptiles, and I will never never try to hurt them or anything like that. So, for instance, with this copperhead, I have a bucket, a 10-gallon bucket with a screw lid on it. I placed the copperhead in there, screwed the lid down, and I took it up to a reservation, a wildlife refuge, and I turned it loose up there, where it probably will never see a human again, and it definitely will not be around a daycare. So yeah, that's the only exception. My venomous ones I do have a copperhead, and I do have a pygmy rattler. Those I got from a breeder down in Florida. I have my license, so I can keep them. They're going to get custom cages too eventually. But right now they're just in 20-gallon and 30-gallon with snap-on lids, so they cannot get out. And the reason why I got those instead of like a cobra or a taipan or something is because if I mess up and I do get bit, I can go to the hospital and they'll have anti-venom. Not saying that their poison will kill me. It'd just be really painful and I'll probably get some tissue damage, something like that. But they can help me there versus getting bit by something a lot more venomous that's not from the US. So yeah, and I still never free handle my reptiles, my venomous ones. I'll use my hook or my tongue to move them into a bucket, then I'll service the cage. Never put my hand in that. I'll never assume that snake is asleep. Never. Of course, when I walk up to my copperhead, she'll stick her head out looking at me. So there's no way that I can do that if I ever wanted to. So, and I'm shaking the camera because I can't keep my hand straight. And I paint. Huh. Would you imagine that? So, okay. Well, I might take me cleaning this place up and moving my reptiles around, and I'll probably show you some of my reptiles I have in the next video. Tomorrow's going to be raining. I'm not getting out here. This is open, as y'all can see. So rain will make its way through the porch and make little streams through there, and this porch isn't really done right, so it leaks from the roof. So I just make sure what's going to get wet is not going to get damaged, and just wait. So time to shut up now and go in there and get cleaned up. So y'all have a good one. Stay safe from that coronavirus, and I'll see you on the next one.